On Big Time Boxing, the most electrifying fighter of his generation stepped into the ring against one of the most controversial and explosive figures in boxing. Manny Pacquiao has beaten the best and blazed his way through 5 weight divisions, becoming the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the planet.
Manny Pacquiao has another sensational night!
The devastating Filipino puncher was attempting to add to his formidable legacy by becoming a 6-weight world champion.
He's being caught here by a Pacific typhoon!
Standing in Pacquiao's way was the troubled but still terrifying Tijuana tornado, Antonio Margarito. The big-hitting Mexican has the power to derail the Pac-Man and secure his own redemption.
An astonishing performance from the Mexican.
It was a huge night for boxing, with 60,000 people packed into the magnificent Cowboys Stadium in Texas to see Manny Pacquiao take on Antonio Margarito for the vacant WBC light middleweight title. All the action from the Lone Star State is coming up. It was a fantastic fight in prospect. One man looking to atone for past misdeeds and the other attempting to take the next step towards greatness. But was Manny Pacquiao, who incredibly captured his first world title down at flyweight, about to take a step up too far? Or was Mexican slugger Antonio Margarito damaged goods after taking a battering from Sugar Shane Mosley in the wake of the hand wrap scandal? Both men needed to win for very different reasons. Let's see what happened. Margarito is on the way to the ring as we join our big fight commentary team of Glenn McCrory and John Rawling.
Antonio Margarito is starting to make his way towards the ring. There's absolute cacophony here in the Cowboys Stadium. The stage is set, the atmosphere magnificent. Margarito says he's ready. For him, in a sense, he's fighting tonight for redemption. Will the fight match up to the spectacular stage on which it's being set? It may well be that there's a world record crowd for an indoor event here. The roof is shut at the Cowboys Stadium. Somewhere between 60 and 70,000 people in here. It is absolutely electric, Glenn.
John, I've been covering this sport for 24 years. It's some of the biggest fights ever. But the atmosphere here in this wonderful arena beats anything so far. This is truly amazing.
They raised the roof during the anthems. And Margarito has a massive following of Mexican fans as ever. Passionate support. They showed some footage of some of the great moments in the history of the sport on the huge screen above the ring. And one of the biggest cheers of all was for Julio Cesar Chavez, the legend of Mexican boxing, who Margarito says was the man who inspired him to go for the top and to reach the pinnacle of this sport. And if he can win tonight against Manny Pacquiao, that is where he will be.
Well, he needs to find redemption. He's been ashamed and he's very, very lucky to get this opportunity. Some say he shouldn't have this fight, some say he should never box again, but he's here in a chance to redeem himself and beat the best fighter pound for pound in the world.
Well, he waits up there now, and in a moment it will be a very, very spectacular entrance indeed for Manny Pacquiao. Antonio Margarito, 32 years old, and questionably the biggest occasion of his life. The crowd here now see what you're seeing, and they see that Manny Pacquiao is making his way now to the ring. There are few sportsmen who transcend their sport, but this is one of them. He is up there where Oscar De La Hoya was, and where the great names of boxing have been in years gone by. People like Sugar Ray Leonard, and going back before him to people as great as Muhammad Ali. He is the most popular fighter on the planet, and he is quite spectacular when at his very best.
And he's attempting history to become a 6-weight world champion. Great names like Floyd Mayweather, Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, He's going to try and surpass those legends of the ring and become a six-weight world champion. But he's up against a very big man.
And he's got two masters now. He's also a congressman. He's forging a career in politics in his beloved Philippines. Has that taken his eye off the ball some way? Absolute bedlam here in the arena as Manny Pacquiao steps out now for his walk across what would be the pitch for the Dallas Cowboys. It's where they play, and he comes out of the tunnel now, and the crowd all around, they see as he makes his walk now towards the ring. Been here before. He's such a nice guy outside the ring. Inside the ring, he is something very, very different.
Oh, he's truly amazing. A great, great fighter, a great champion, and they love him. And he might love being a congressman, but how can you not love being a fighter when the crowd adore you so much? He comes out smiling as ever, soaking up the atmosphere. This is what he does, and this is what he does best.
The Philippines stopped for this one, but the world is watching, and here's the now, far and away, the biggest name in boxing in the United States. And it is just reflected by this stunning scene as he nears ringside. Just 5'6.5" of him, stepping through the ropes and looking to create another piece of history and another magic night. Devout in his faith. A final prayer before what could be an epic struggle against Antonio Margarito. I just have a feeling that this could turn out to be a very special fight indeed. And Michael Buffer now to do the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the eighth wonder of the world of sports and entertainment, Mr. Jerry Jones, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, Arlington, Texas, USA. Bob Arum's Top Rank Boxing and MP Promotions are proud to present the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Sponsored by Tecate, Cerveza con Carácter, AT&T, Viva Mexico Plan. Make calls from your wireless phone as if they were local calls. EA Sports Fight Night Champion, available March 1st. Smart Communications, the Philippines' largest mobile company, and Top Gear on the History Channel. The Gearheads are coming to history with Top Gear. Premieres next Sunday, November 21st. And now, here are your three judges at ringside. Scoring the bout, Glenn Crocker, Jürgen Lagos, and Oren Schellenberger. This contest sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, Executive Director William Kunz, Chairman Brian Francis, Boxing Administrator Dickie Cole, WBC President Jose Suleiman, and inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Lawrence Cole. And now for the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world who wish they could be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, standing with head trainer Roberto Garcia, wearing black with red, officially weighing 150 pounds. His professional record, 38 victories, including 27 knockouts with 6 defeats. From Tijuana, Baja California Norte, Mexico, the 3-time champion of the world, El Tornado de Tijuana, Antonio Margarito. And fighting out of the red corner, standing with head trainer Freddie Roach, wearing white with gold. Official weight, 144 1/2 pounds. Professional record, 51 victories, including 38 knockouts, with 3 defeats and 2 bouts even. From Sarangani Province, Philippines, the 7-time champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao!
So Pacquiao getting a phenomenal reception, and now final words of advice from Lawrence Cole.
In the dressing room, I want you to obey my commands. Protect yourselves at all times. Understood? Play an impact, win or sweat, then touch him up. Let's have a fair fight.
It could be his toughest assignment to date. Antonio Margarito at his best, a formidable fighter. There wasn't too much between them in terms of weight at the weigh-in, but unofficially on the HBO scales, Manny Pacquiao before this fight 10 stone 8, Antonio Margarito 11 stone 11, 17 pounds difference. That is a big ask. The stage is set, the preliminaries completed, 12 rounds for the vacant WBC light middleweight title, and the action is underway. The roar goes up. Pacquiao will have to be right at his best. Both of them so experienced. Margarito, a pro since back in 1994, Pacquiao 1995. Very different characters, very different people. Both of them born and raised out of grinding poverty though, and achieving superstardom in their chosen sport.
Well, what can Manny Pacquiao do against this much bigger man? He's given away height and reach to a strong Mexican challenger who's come to win, who needs to win. But Pacquiao, great little fighter. He's got the speed, he's got the boxing know-how. He finds a way to prevail.
And extraordinary charisma. During those introductions, he was smiling happily, waving at people in the crowd, enjoying every moment, but now utterly focused and trying to replicate this stunning form that's carried him to this point in his career.
Already we've seen him use that speed, picking the shots from different angles. His nice little right hand went through the guard of Margarito.
Look at the difference in size though. Margarito, 4.5 inches, the taller man, stands 5'11". Pacquiao trying to get in and out, trying to use lateral movement and then throw what at times can be a real firestorm of punches. And he's finding the targets.
Needs to be a little careful early on. Pacquiao has been on the floor in his career. Stopped very early on when he was a youngster.
We know all about the power though of Pacquiao. Ricky Hatton would testify to that. He has real power in his punches and blurring hand speed, such as that lovely straight right with which he pierced the guard of Margarito.
Total concentration from Pacquiao. Fast hands, beating Margarito to the punch.
Freddie Roach said, I'm not sure how much it was just to unnerve Margarito, that in his opinion Margarito does nothing particularly well, but for me I don't think you should read too much into that defeat against Mosley. After what was going on behind the ring when he got in there, I think the concentration was quite clearly had been affected. And as he's back now here, trying to be focused, trying to regain the point at which he was earlier in his career. Fascinating opening 3 minutes. Pacquiao started well.
Increasingly, we're finding natural gas in places.
Largo, llévelo.
Roberto Garcia speaking to Antonio Margarito in his corner. Change of trainer, of course. New man brought in post Mosley, enforced due to a ban handed out by the California Commission. First round, interesting one, and Pacquiao's speed there for all to see as we move now into the second of 12.
We heard Freddie Roach pleased with Manny's work, nice body punching, finding the gaps through the guard, the high-held guard of Antonio Margarito.
Margarito's shown through his career that he's got a good chin. May well be that he's going to have to display that tonight. Not discomforted Pacquiao thus far, but only early stages. Two men, you sense, just feeling each other out. There's the speed of Pacquiao, but just a little reminder, right hand from Margarito to just get in that counter. And the left.
Just rushed a little bit with his work, took a head as well, Pacquiao, and then a left. Doesn't really want to be mixing it too much with Margarito early. Wants to be raiding tactics for me, in and out, get the shots off and get away.
Margarito's had problems with southpaws previously, lost to Paul Williams back in 2007. That's lovely from Pacquiao, look at that! Precision, beautiful stuff. But it just bounces off Margarito. He keeps that high-held, tight guard.
Lovely little right uppercut through the middle. Margarito's getting some success himself. Nice right hand.
Looking to come in and show his physical strength against Pacquiao. He'll have his moments. Pacquiao's punch resistance is going to be tested surely here. Marco Antonio Barrera among those watching at ringside. Barrera, who twice fought Pacquiao, and it was really that first stoppage victory of Barrera which made the world sit up and take notice and made them realise that Pacquiao is a very, very special talent.
Margarito trying to use the reach. Straight punches right down the middle, getting some success with that.
Right hand from Margarito and a good solid straight left, and he found Pacquiao with both shots. Good round this one, Glenn.
Yep, crowd on their feet. Good combinations going in from Pacquiao. Nice straight punches from Margarito. Pacquiao throwing a few more though.
Amir Khan told me yesterday that Pacquiao has been doing 24 rounds in one go on the pads. Well, that sort of fitness is going to be tested if he continues to take shots like this, which Margarito has been able to land in this second round. Starting to really warm up this fight.
Yep, Margarito's done well. Taking some of the shots on the gloves, getting his own off, keeping it very simple, straight down the middle. Pacquiao hits the gloves.
Well, another terrific round.
Prize fighter.
Come on! Your country's called you and honoured you. Now you must honour them.
The Ash is sponsored by Jaguar. Coming soon, Sky Sports HD.
Welcome back to the arena here in Dallas, the Cowboys Stadium, and it is turning out to be an interesting fight, as we anticipated it would be. The huge crowd enthralled, and Margarito enjoying some real success in that second round.
Yep, did very well. More than well, I think he won the round. Nice straight punches. Pacquiao just trading with him, staying in range a bit too long.
Margarito with a significant 5-inch reach advantage and was able to utilise that to good effect in the second round. They've got great footwork, the Mexican, but he has got great strength, resilience, and you sense terrific determination to retrieve lost ground here tonight. Lovely uppercut inside there from Pacquiao, right hand. The boxing skills of Pacquiao, you can but admire them. Whether or not he's going to be able to move a man physically so much bigger and possibly so much stronger, well, that remains to be shown.
Margarito, those hands very high, taking a lot of them on the gloves, but Pacquiao still getting through. Lovely left hook there.
Quality work from Pacquiao. Margarito just plodding forward and caught as he does so. That bearded chin already being tested. Margarito headhunting, going looking for the old 1-2.
Yeah, he's got to keep it simple, Margarito. He's got to look for the jab, just to keep Pacquiao off balance.
Heads coming in, and a little bit of a protest to the referee, Lawrence Cole.
That's better from Pacquiao. He needs to adapt and have a little bit more movement in and out of range.
He stands in front and trades with Margarito. That is just what the Mexican wants. Oh, look at this. Lovely counter from Pacquiao. Smile from Margarito. As much as to say it didn't hurt, but when that smile comes, more often than not, it's indicative that it has.
And the crowd react. They love it when Pacquiao shows the skills, rattles the 4-5 punch combination in. That's where he looks at his best.
Lovely stuff, but Margarito has shown that he's not just going to be dominated in the manner that Oscar De La Hoya was. Winging in, a big right hand. Better round though for Pacquiao thus far.
Yeah, getting into a bit of a rhythm, starting to let his punches go, Pacquiao.
Good work again from Pacquiao. Last 10 seconds of this third round. Margarito trying to work to the body, but it's so difficult to tie this little man down, particularly when you're being peppered with shots like that.
Ganun lang gagawin mo.
Good round that was for Pacquiao, Glenn.
Yep, slipped into a rhythm there. Just found out the problems that Margarito was posing him. Adapted a little bit of movement and the fast combinations, and that worked terribly well.
So 3 rounds complete. Margarito was on the receiving end for much of that second, of that third. He had a good second round. Pacquiao found the mobility, found the variety, found the angles for which he is renowned. Margarito comes forward in straight lines, trying to pick his man off from range. At his best, that win against Miguel Cotto, when he stopped his man. He can be a terrific fighter, Margarito. He will certainly need to be at his very best if he's to prevail here this evening. A couple of decent body shots went in. And now Pacquiao under a little bit of pressure.
Pacquiao still picking out nice punches. He's very calm as he gets pushed against the ropes and then comes out with some beautiful hooks of his own.
Worked his way along the ropes beautifully. Only just missed with that sweeping left uppercut. Tight defense of Margarito. Biding his time. Always had the look of being a long fight, this one. But Pacquiao maybe has other ideas. The crowd on its feet once more as the little Filipino landed some lovely shots. Took a right hand back from Margarito, who is not giving ground.
Bad damage to the eye. It's swelling up underneath and looks to have cut for Margarito. And that's from that beautiful left hand of Manny Pacquiao.
Good uppercut though from Margarito, but Pacquiao comes raging back at him. That is going to be a factor. It is swelling up, and here comes Pacquiao.
Pacquiao turns it on now. He feels Margarito is weakening. Margarito looks hurt in there.
He's on the back foot now, Margarito, for the first time. Only in the 4th round, and there's a spring in the step of Pacquiao. He senses that he is becoming a part of history here and that he might be able to pull off what would be a spectacular stoppage early here. He's really piling it on right here in this fourth round.
The sensational Manny Pacquiao in full flow here. Takes out an uppercut from Margarito, who's getting a little bit desperate.
Well, this has been terrific stuff so far from Pacquiao. Had a difficult second round, but thereafter, Pacquiao has assumed control and is boxing quite beautifully. The damage has been done to the face of Margarito, and the Mexican on the receiving end of a really, really big Filipino Pacquiao attack. And the Pac-Man, after 4 rounds, is in control. That was a big round. Amir Khan joining us at ringside. Amir, your training partner there had a great round. At this stage, it's going his way, and there's a lot of damage to that face of Margarito.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Manny's looking so sharp and strong. You can see his shots are so clean, and if you look at Margarito's face, you can see it, you know, it's getting worse and worse as the rounds go on. Manny is so sharp and strong and so accurate.
That damage looks bad, doesn't it? He had a good round, Margarito, but then Pacquiao came back and battered him with shots like this.
That's right, Manny's backhand is super fast and so accurate. You see that right there, right on the chin and right on the gash. Manny's looking so strong. Another couple of more rounds like that, I think Manny can get him out there.
It's certainly looking as though a stoppage victory for Pacquiao here is looking increasingly likely, and Margarito, Glenn, is going to have to dig deep now to try and repel attacks such of the intensity that we saw in that 4th round.
Yeah, but he was certainly hurt in that round. The legs dipped on more than one occasion. Bad damage to the eye, and it's getting desperate now for Margarito, and Pacquiao looking on top of his game. This amazing little fighter who just keeps astonishing us all with the performances like this.
I must confess, I thought this fight was going to have to go long. I thought it looked, for all the world, as though it was going to be a distance fight and that it was going to be forced into the late rounds. Pacquiao has ideas of his own. Look at that right hand, quite brilliant.
Everybody, just a large whoop and a breath went there as he threw those 2 beautiful punches. But Margarito doesn't want to be denied.
Bravery from the Mexican, and applause, acknowledgement from Pacquiao, and then he steps back, having clapped his opponent as much as to say, right, you did that, now it's my turn. Stirring stuff and great effort from Margarito, but Pacquiao is returning it with interest.
Yeah, truly the stuff of boxing legend, this, isn't it? We're really seeing somebody that'll go down in history as one of the greats, the all-time greats, at his best.
I wonder how much Manny Pacquiao is going to be able to exploit that injury to the right eye, which is swelling up, and from that flank, the vision at some stage you sense is going to be affected, surely. Pacquiao finishing strongly again as we move towards the 3rd minute of this 5th round. Loading up with his shots and dazzling speed.
Well, we know Margarito is brave. He'll keep coming forward, but at the moment, he's just coming forward onto these wonderful punches.
There's a bit of a tired and laboured look now about Margarito's work. He's coming forward bravely. That's a good right uppercut, and again, the applause from Pacquiao. He acknowledges that shot from his opponent and the fact that Margarito is right in his face. Not too often you see fighters in a boxing ring able to applaud the skills and bravery of their opponent right there during a fight.
No, he is a special fighter, isn't he? He appreciates his opponent, he appreciates what he does, but then he comes back, he says, well done, but here, have a bit more from me.
They had an hour-long special about Manny Pacquiao on American television, free-to-air network, and he is such a hero over here for this sort of reason. Brilliant round again from Manny Pacquiao, finishing in the ascendant. The crowd watching again replays of this fight, and there was that terrific onslaught, the bravery of Margarito, that then back came Pacquiao.
Yeah, a little bit of respect from Margarito. He nods. Pacquiao claps his opponent. Two warriors in there.
We move now into the 6th round, this 12-rounder here at the Cowboys Stadium. And what a performance it has been so far for Manny Pacquiao. Dallas loves him, America loves him, but Margarito, so tough, is there trying to match fire with fire and trying to fight back, trying to impose himself, as he did at stages in that 5th round, Glenn, but surely not enough to have won it.
No, he did have some successes, though. And remember, he's so much bigger on the night, giving away an awful lot of weight, Pacquiao, so he can't get involved. Margarito, as long as he's in this fight, is dangerous.
He's strong, he's determined. Been boxing since he was just 8 years old, Margarito. And he's now forcing Pacquiao back. This is good, this is better from Margarito. Caught by that right-hand counter from Pacquiao, but he's showing his strength here.
Wonderful left hand from Pacquiao. Margarito was open for it. Exploded it against his chin.
Pacquiao trying to prove himself to be an elusive target, trying to use his mobility. You just get the sense in the 6th round, he's just for the moment here taking his foot off the gas, maybe just having a little breather.
Well, strength stabbing work this against a man as big as Margarito.
And if the training has not been as good as it might have been, the further the fight goes, the more the stamina as well as the skills of Pacquiao are going to have to come into effect.
Margarito success with the right hand.
Better round for the Mexican. Pacquiao's fought in flurries in this round. Maybe he's going to look for the old Prozac here and bring a big grandstand finish to impress the judges in the last 30 seconds.
But the eye-catching punches, the accurate punches have come from Pacquiao. Doggedly, he keeps marching forward, Margarito keeps throwing them out, having the odd success.
Remember, this is the man who twice beat Kermit Citron, and he's got Pacquiao in just a little bit of bother there, working away to the body. Pacquiao protests, he doesn't like those body shots. He thinks that one of them strayed low, but this is good from Margarito. And Pacquiao wants to get on his bike, wants to buy a little bit of time in the closing seconds of this 6th round, where Margarito has come right back into the reckoning. Pacquiao trying to throw flurries of punches in the last few seconds, but great effort from the Mexican, and he's right back in the fight. A terrific round. Let's hear from Amir Khan. Amir, what bravery from Margarito.
That's right, what a great round from him. You can see Margarito just coming back for more and more, and Manny just looking so sharp. Manny's catching him some clean shots. But I think the more the fight's going to go on, Margarito's going to make more mistakes as he's coming forward, and Manny's going to catch him.
Remains to be seen, but the strength of Margarito there, and if Manny's preparations have not been quite what they might have been, it's going to be tested, his stamina.
That's right, his stamina, you know, it's going to, now you see the championship rounds, and Manny has to start moving his legs, not staying there like he's getting caught there. I think he has to keep on moving and stay on his toes and just hit and move.
Didn't like the body shots. He's complaining that one of them went low.
That's right, a few went low there. Margarito's going to fight dirty to win this fight, and Manny just has to stay one step ahead of him.
Fight dirty, fight hard. It's a thin dividing line, but we're now into the 2nd half of the fight. And now what's going on here? They're having a look at the eye.
I think they're just taking a bit of Vaseline off the eye. I think they put a bit too much grease around there. Just been asked to remove some.
He's a hard man, Antonio Margarito, and he showed it there in that 6th round.
Yep, for the first time, you got the feeling he was getting to Pacquiao.
There's the scorecard from Glenn. That's how he's seeing it at this stage. Well, that's unofficial. It's how the judges score it, of course. Pacquiao now trying to get back into a rhythm.
Now he's moving, using the ring again, which he needs to do, just picking punches from long range and then move away. That's smart thinking from Pacquiao. Freddie Roach in the corner will have a game plan for anything that happens.
A little bit of showboating from Pacquiao, some fancy footwork. Margarito in no sense fazed by it, and still marches forward. That's lovely, lovely from Pacquiao. And as he stepped away to the right-hand side, piercing the guard with that left hand, beautiful. Scorecard that you see is how Bob Sheridan is scoring it, and he's got Pacquiao a long way in front.
Oh, beautiful boxing from Pacquiao in this round.
He's needing to show those skills, though. Caught by a right hand, and another one, Pacquiao.
Landed with his own right, but had to take the jab. Here he goes again, unloading with flurries of punches.
Margarito so determined, though, still walking forward. And Pacquiao doesn't want to be trapped on the ropes. Has to work away, and that was lovely as he moved off and fired that right hook.
4, 5, 6 punches rattle against the bearded chin of Antonio Margarito.
Pacquiao, you almost sense that he's wondering, what more do I have to do here? He knew he was a strong man, Antonio Margarito. He knew he'd keep coming. Freddie Roach said that he'd been stopped. He would be stopped in 8 or 9 rounds. We're now in the 7th. And Margarito is still keeping the little Filipino under pressure.
Good jab from Margarito, pushing Pacquiao against the ropes.
Great right hand from Margarito, had to take one back from Pacquiao off the ropes, but that was a terrific exchange in the last few seconds. Another round for Pacquiao, but he had to take some, and his strength, determination really being tested. Who will win? That's how viewers are scoring it, who are going into the top-ranked website, who are posting it. They're saying that they believe Pacquiao's going to win it. Margarito there, well, he's showing the badges of conflict. That right eye is not good.
No, taking very good punches, and that eye's getting worse. A nasty cut. It's also swelling. So Pacquiao will be able to land that left hand, his favorite punch. Got the power in that.
Lawrence Cole, the referee, will be keeping a close look on that injured eye. But as long as the vision of Antonio Margarito is not being affected, I suspect they will let this go on as long as possible. Into the 8th round. This is where Freddie Roach said he was going to finish. Is Manny Pacquiao going to be able to take it out right here and now in this round?
But it's a terrific fight, John. We're being tread to. Wonderful, wonderful action. Margarito playing his part in it. Dogged determination, walking forward, having to take lots of punches, though, to get a few on.
In his last fight against Joshua Clottey, Manny Pacquiao found it difficult to really catch the eye against an essentially defensive fighter, but that's not Margarito, that's not his way. He just keeps coming, and it enables Pacquiao to show the virtuosity of the skills that he has within the ropes of a boxing ring. Margarito is right there in front of him, and again, fast hands from Pacquiao.
He sends Margarito slowing down a little bit. That's allowing Pacquiao to get little rests and move around the ring. Just keep out of harm's way.
Here's Pacquiao, though, again trying to work away off the ropes, but it's Margarito who stirs the Mexican fans with a terrific onslaught there, but Pacquiao working away off the rope so beautifully, and now blurring hand speed, working away to the body himself, and showing just what a superb technician he is. Great accuracy, and these two fellas really respecting the effort and the skill of each other. You saw the little nod of acclaim that Margarito gave to Pacquiao for what he'd produced.
Again, he's pushed Pacquiao onto the ropes, gets some success, Margarito.
Freddie Roach watched the gloves being wrapped very, very carefully. This fight is absolutely on the level, and Margarito has Pacquiao on the ropes and caught him with a left uppercut.
Excellent punch from Margarito, rocked the head back of Pacquiao, who's having to work so hard.
The strength of Margarito, that weight advantage, still carrying him forward and still giving him hope. Although he's having to absorb so much, the volume of punches from Pacquiao, quite extraordinary.
Well, they're taking an awful lot out of each other. Margarito again pushes forward. It's been a terrific round. Both had good success.
This has been a stirring 3 minutes of conflict. Margarito trying to finish as the ascendant fighter, trying to catch the judge's eye. Look at this, toe-to-toe, quite brilliant. And Pacquiao showing that he's prepared to show macho stuff as well as boxing skills. If you want to go toe-to-toe, I'll go with you. He's reveling in it. He's loving the center stage. And Margarito, he may have crossed over the line, he may have had misdemeanors in the past, but he is playing his part 100%.
Well, styles make fights, and this is really a good one, isn't it? Gelling together so well. What a great round. Mutual respect now between these two warriors. Both having successes in this round. Fantastic uppercut from Margarito, but Pacquiao came out of the clinches and threw the punches, and still, for me, did enough to win the round.
Let's have a quick word with Amir. That was stirring bravery from Margarito. I know Pacquiao's your man, but Margarito, what bravery.
What bravery, yeah, you know, he gets hit with one or two shots and he comes back stronger. And I think why is Manny staying on the ropes? I think that's the only time he's getting caught with these shots, the body shots, the uppercuts. Manny should stick to his boxing, hit, move, and hit the angles.
We move now into the 9th round, and Margarito is still dangerous. Pacquiao has got to try and stay moving, not get dragged into phone booth stuff, not go toe-to-toe, because it's at that point that the strength and the weight advantage of Margarito can be a determining factor.
But I think it's already a determining factor, and that's why he does have to have little rests on the ropes when he takes punches, because the weight differential is so much.
Bob Arum, the promoter, said, what's the point of having a fight where Manny Pacquiao just produces exhibition? You want to see conflict, you want to see people who go toe-to-toe and show great boxing skills and great competition. You don't want to watch a sparring session, you want to watch a battle, and that's what you're watching here. The Cowboys Stadium, perhaps the greatest stadium in the world, is seeing boxing of the very, very highest order here. And listen to the response of the crowd. They are just loving it.
Well, this one, whatever happens from here in, is going to live in the memories for a long while. It's an excellent conflict.
Pacquiao is just being caught once or twice, and the spring in his step has just started to go slightly. You sense Margarito is hunting him down, trying to get in with big shots of his own. Good left hand from Pacquiao. Lovely work as he came away off the ropes. Terrific stuff.
Yeah, there's the dazzling skills, the dazzling speed that we know he can do. That's why he's pound for pound the best fighter in the world.
He is confounding and confronting a very, very determined and tough man here tonight. If he can pull this one off, it will rank up alongside the best performances of his career. Pacquiao, you almost have to say it's a privilege to watch him in action. He has to rank alongside the greats of the sport. Margarito, though, is having to fight forward and bring the very, very best out of him. It's about styles. You need two to tango, and Pacquiao is being touched and pressed by Margarito all the way. Big right hand, forced him back again, but look at that,
Beautiful.
lovely elusive work.
Absolutely beautiful. This is a good round for Pacquiao, who's in and out of range, slipping shots, missing shots, and then coming back with stinging, telling, good counters.
Another good round. Pacquiao doing enough, but Margarito's still in there. He looks very, very weary as he makes his way back to the corner as well. He might have done. Looked very tired, Margarito, as he went back.
Yeah, both looking pretty tired, but Pacquiao did what he had to do there. I thought he got a nice little respite by moving around, by just picking the punches in and out, and then throwing the eye-catching punches, which the crowd love.
Damage to the face there, the nose now as well of Margarito has been affected. He's getting frenzied advice from Roberto Garcia, but look at the swelling of his left eye there, Amir. It's looking a mess. His right eye, rather.
Looking really bad, and you know, if you look at Manny in that last round, he was hitting and moving. I'm sure Freddie had a good word with him not to get stuck in there, not to fight him, and just box him. And you can see, you know, Margarito's face is getting worse round by round, and I think it's anytime now Manny's going to put the pressure on, and I think this fight's not going to go the full distance.
We're going into the 10th round, and the referee having a look at the injury. Nope, he said carry on, box on, but the warning sign's there. He's giving him another round, but how much more he's going to give him, I'm not too sure.
Well, he held up some fingers, said how many. He answered right, and the referee quick to let Margarito back into it. He can still see out of that eye.
That's the factor which we pinpointed earlier on, and Pacquiao will continue to target the damage. He'll be trying to exploit that. But the corner have done a good job with Margarito. They've been working away on that injury from a very early stage, trying to keep their man in there. And he still keeps coming, looking for the big punch now that he's surely got to find. Pacquiao's got to be way ahead on points, way ahead.
Yep, certainly is a nice scorecard, been some beautiful boxing. Now he's got the chance as Margarito's slowing down to show the speed.
Precision in those punches. Looking to become a champion once more, now at light middleweight, having started, almost impossible to believe, isn't it, when you watch him, having started as a flyweight champion. He's worked his way through the divisions, and he's beating a big man here, and looking very good in the process. Margarito's had his moments, but for the most part, he's been on the receiving end, and that continues here. Terrific work from Pacquiao, lovely uppercut inside. And Margarito is becoming a walking target now. He's having to just soak it up, and that bravery is being tested, perhaps as never before.
Manny Pacquiao slips through the gears effortlessly, doesn't he? Just wonderful barrage of punches. The crowd stand on their feet. They love it.
He's looking for the stoppage now, no doubt about it. But thousands and thousands of people bellowing in the direction of the ring, showing their appreciation for a terrific contest to which both men have contributed. But Pacquiao has dominated, and he's doing so as much as at any stage here in this round.
Yeah, Margarito walking forward, his hands were down there, just walking into shots. His face, a mask of blood. The eye is closed, and Pacquiao still keeps landing punches.
Margarito's a brave man, though, a proud warrior. He'll want to go out on his shield. He'll want to see it through to the final bell. But that looks a long way away now as we near the conclusion of this 10th round of a 12-rounder here in Dallas for the WBA title. And he's caught by a right hand, stopped in his tracks, and Pacquiao looking to take him out. He's in big trouble here, Margarito. 10 seconds remaining. He may see it through to the bell. It looks as though he can do, but Pacquiao looking to finish it right here and now. Somehow Margarito sees it through to the bell, but another huge round for Manny Pacquiao, and a little shake of the head disconsolately from Margarito, and I wonder if that corner might be thinking about pulling him out.
Well, you know, they should be, really. He's walking on the shot. He's very, very brave. But to be honest, there doesn't look much way to beat it. The doctor is checking it out. He's asking him to see how many fingers is there.
You can see all right, I think, that the eye badly damaged. His mouth is busted up now by the terrific attacks from Pacquiao that he's had to absorb. He's saying, yes, I'm all right, I'm okay, but look at this. That's a right hand.
Walking on the big, big punches.
Stopped him in his tracks, Glenn.
Throughout the round, he's really got in a rhythm now, as Margarito is very, very tired. You're seeing the best of Manny Pacquiao. He can really perform now because he can rattle off those wonderful combinations. He can use his movement so well, and he can really look the great, great fighter he is.
11th round, just 6 minutes remaining. These two fighters will remember each other for the rest of their lives. Great occasion. And Pacquiao, on the greatest stage of all, is providing once more sheer brilliance. Margarito has told his corner, I'm all right. He told the doctor, I'm all right, I can see, please let me go on. He still searches what would be the greatest win of his career. But it's looking a forlorn task now. Oh, brilliant.
John, he may see the fingers, but he's not seeing the punches, that's for sure.
Picking him off on the right flank now. Margarito increasingly static, and the gloves are being penetrated again and again. Bravely, though, he comes back and threw a good right hand of his own. Where did he find that from?
Very brave, but he hasn't got the reflexes now. Never had the speed to match Pacquiao, but he's tired now and he's getting caught more and more. Referee's got to keep an eye on Margarito now. He's taking a lot.
You don't want to see the man seriously hurt. Margarito continuing to come forward, but there comes a point in fights where fighters can be too brave for their own good, and you worry that Margarito may be entering into that sort of territory now. The heads clash, still Margarito keeps coming forward, and still he absorbs shots from Pacquiao from every flank, and the referee asking if he can see, and he says, yes I can, and he comes up and says, yep, you've held up 6. Good right hand from Margarito.
Well, if Margarito's guessing, he's guessing well, because he's getting it right, isn't he? But that's the pride of the man. A lot of fighters would have looked for a way out, have got an excuse to quit. Not Antonio Margarito. He's tough, teeth tough.
What happened before the fight against Shane Mosley was very, very wrong. What's happening here against Manny Pacquiao, in a lot of ways, although he's surely going to lose, is very, very right.
Yeah, what he did against Shane Mosley is unforgivable. You know, that is just wrong. But what we can't deny is he's got to fight his heart.
Has he ever?
And he's shown it here.
And Pacquiao, 20 seconds to go in this 11th round. And how much Margarito wants to see it through to the final bell. And Pacquiao, the exertions of this round have taken it out of him. He's trying to produce a flurry in the last 10 seconds, and he's able to do so, but Margarito will not be moved, and it's going to go into the final round. Pacquiao wins another round, but he looks tired as well. Well, he might do. He's thrown a huge volume of punches. The doctor's having another good look, and Margarito does not want to be taken out of there. He wants the chance to go for the final 3 minutes.
Yep, the one thing Pacquiao's proven is that he didn't cut no corners. He did the training right. Freddie Roach, you know, he's a great trainer, and he'll have made sure he did everything.
Amir, this has got to be up with the performances of Pacquiao's career. This is terrific.
This is a brilliant performance from Manny. Manny's looking very good, but you can see both fighters getting tired now. They're making a little bit of mistakes, but Manny just has to stay focused. It's the last round now, and he has to just, you know, stick to his game plan.
The last round about to be underway. introduced by the Master of Ceremonies in his inimitable style, Michael Buffer. And now this vast crowd in Dallas acclaims a great champion in Manny Pacquiao, and the two men touch gloves. Terrific show of respect. It has been fought in a wonderful, wonderful spirit. 108, 101 to Pacquiao on Glenn's card. I've got it slightly wider than that, but Pacquiao has been terrific. Glenn, you've seen some great events over the years in your time in commentating on boxing. This has been a spectacular event, but it's been also a great performance.
The fighters lived up to the event, to the stadium, to everything that's made this such a great, great night.
And Pacquiao now just looking to box his way surely now to the last bell. He can't take any chances. He's got to be way ahead on the cards. The three wise men will be sitting in deliberation. They will have their final say over this last 3 minutes. And look at that again from Pacquiao. Lovely precision work, beautiful shots, such accuracy.
This is exhibition stuff now, showing everything he's got. In and out of range, both hands, beautiful combinations.
A professional career which started when he was just 16 years old back in 1995, and Manny Pacquiao now stands within 90 seconds of winning a world title in a 6th weight division and going up alongside the great Oscar De La Hoya, who of course he beat in that one-sided fight, one of his great performances along the road to superstardom, and he is one of the very best boxers that we've ever seen in this sport. Margarito is showing that he's one of the bravest, but for the most part here, for all the weight advantage, for all the height advantage and the reach advantage, he's been outclassed.
And everybody out there watching, enjoy this, because you are seeing one of the greats. Someone up there with the Roberto Durans, the Julio Cesar Chavez's, the Muhammad Ali's, the Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinsons.
Roberto Duran's at ringside tonight. Marco Antonio Guerrera's at ringside tonight. They were great, but when you mention the greats of boxing, never ever forget Manny Pacquiao. Here he is now in the last 30 seconds, trying to produce exhibition stuff and grandstand stuff to cross the finishing line in front of his beloved public. Margarito has shown such huge fighting heart to stay in there, to push Pacquiao all the way, but 10 seconds to go. He's going to see it through to the final bell. Pacquiao knows that he's won this one. He knows that he's created history. The crowd stands in acclamation. 12 rounds over, and Manny Pacquiao was magnificent. Quite wonderful. That was superb. He's chaired around the ring. Manny Pacquiao, Amir, you must be proud to be associated with him. Quite wonderful.
Definitely. You know, Manny, what a great performance to put on. Margarito seemed like a punch bag in that last round. You know, Manny was so sharp and accurate. I think now we know why people call him the pound-for-pound king. He's just amazing.
It was brilliant, wasn't it? Just brilliant. And Margarito, so brave, tried to fight back, tried to match fire with fire, and he had his moments, but Pacquiao, he just showed such technical superiority. He was superb.
Yeah, Margarito had his moments. She showed true heart in there. He's a warrior, but against Manny Pacquiao and his speed, I think no one's touching him.
Mass in the Catholic churches of Manila has been postponed on this Sunday. It's lunchtime over there as they watch this. Prayers to his God from Manny Pacquiao. He is a devout Christian, and he is a very, very warm and giving human being. In the ring, he is a formidable adversary, but he has given us superb entertainment now for a long time.
Yes, he has, and he's great for boxing. I think boxing needs a Manny Pacquiao, and you know, it's just a breath of fresh air when Manny fights.
Where does he go from here? I mean, he's surely got to go back down the weights. Do you think we'll at some point see this Mayweather fight? Is that going to happen?
Well, Manny's always wanting to fight Mayweather, and that's the fight everyone wants to see. I think, you know, if that fight was ever made, it'll be made in the next 12 months.
Here's the result.
We go to the scorecards. Jay Lango scores the bout 120-108. Glenn Crocker 118-110. Oren Schellenberger 119-109. All three to the winner by unanimous decision. And now winner of his 8th World Championship, the fighting pride of Sarangani Province, Philippines, Manny